The alien leader, Zorath, stepped forward. He had a voice like thunder booming across the platform. "Welcome, insignificant beings of Earth. We are here to discuss trade, but let us be honest, you are primitive, barely worth our time." The crowd gasped, and Alex's heart raced with anger. He could see the smirks on the faces of the other Galvexians. They reveled in humanity's discomfort, mocking their technology and lifestyle. Alex felt a surge of determination. This was not just a negotiation. It was a test of humanity's spirit. Zorath continued, "Your technology is outdated. We could wipe you out with a single thought. How can you even consider yourselves part of the galactic community?" Laughter erupted among the Galvexian delegates. The sound echoed in Alex's ears like a siren, mocking the very essence of human resilience. The gathering crowd began to murmur, and Alex noticed the disbelief in their eyes. They felt small and powerless against the might of these aliens. It ignited a fire within him. He couldn't let them see humanity cower. He needed to inspire hope and strength. With his heart pounding, Alex stepped forward, gathering his courage. "We may not be as advanced as you, but we are resilient. Our strength lies not in our technology, but in our spirit and unity. We've survived countless challenges, and we won't back down now." Zorath paused, a flicker of surprise crossing his face. For a moment, the laughter stopped, replaced by an awkward silence. The Galvexians exchanged glances, unsure of how to respond to a human challenging them. "Foolish human," Zorath finally replied, a grin spreading across his face. "You will see your worth when our ships hover above your cities, ready to erase your existence. You cannot even comprehend the power we hold." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. The threat hung in the air, a dark cloud looming over humanity. He could see the fear in the eyes of the crowd, but he refused to let it consume him. Instead, he focused on the resolve in his heart. As the Galvexians finished their demonstration of advanced technology, Alex felt a sense of urgency. He couldn't let this be the end. He turned to Lily and the rest of his team. "We need to prepare. We can't let them underestimate us. We'll show them that humanity has more to offer than they think." The crowd began to disperse, their spirits crushed under the weight of the alien mockery. But Alex remained firm. "Gather, everyone. We're going to train harder than ever. We need to be ready for whatever comes next." As he spoke, he could feel the spark of determination ignite within his team. They were humans, after all, and they had faced adversity before. They were not just going to stand by and let the Galvexians mock them. That night, under the glow of the stars, Alex stood alone on the deck, staring into the void. He thought of the sacrifices that had been made for Earth, the lives lost in previous battles. He was filled with a fierce determination to protect his home. The laughter of the Galvexians echoed in his mind, fueling his resolve. They might have laughed today, but soon they would learn that underestimating humanity was their biggest mistake. With a plan forming in his mind, Alex vowed that the next time they met, it would be on his terms. Humanity would rise to the challenge, and they would fight back against the threats that loomed over them. The laughter would turn to fear, and the mockery would become respect. Captain Alex Bonner stood in the command center, the atmosphere thick with tension. The holographic display in front of him flickered, showing an incoming alien fleet rapidly approaching Earth. His heart raced as he scanned the screen, noting the size and scale of the ships. They were massive, sleek, and menacing, each one a testament to the Galvexians' advanced technology. "Sir, they're entering our atmosphere!" yelled Lieutenant Mark Reynolds, his voice laced with panic. The red blips on the screen were now glowing closer, and Alex felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. "Prepare for battle," he ordered, his voice steady despite the chaos around him. The room erupted into a flurry of activity as soldiers rushed to their stations, readying weapons and launching fighter jets. Alex knew this was their moment to show the Galvexians they were not to be underestimated. As the first wave of alien ships broke through the clouds, Alex's breath caught in his throat. They looked like gigantic silver birds, gliding effortlessly through the sky. Suddenly, beams of bright light shot down from the ships, striking the ground with a force that shook the very foundation of the command center. The monitors displayed explosions across the city, sending plumes of smoke and debris into the air. "Return fire!" Alex shouted, trying to maintain control over the panic rising in the room. He couldn't let his team see fear. He had to inspire them. They launched their own missiles at the incoming fleet, but the Galvexians easily dodged the attacks. Their cloaking devices made them almost invisible, appearing and disappearing like ghosts. As the battle raged on, Alex led a squadron of fighter jets into the sky. He could feel the adrenaline coursing through his veins as they approached the alien fleet. His hands gripped the controls tightly, and he focused on the mission ahead. "Stay sharp, everyone! Aim for the smaller ships first." The first encounter was brutal. The Galvexians retaliated quickly, firing their weapons with deadly accuracy. One of Alex's friends, Sergeant Lily Chen, piloted her jet alongside him, her eyes fierce with determination. "We need to flank them! Let's hit them from the side," she called out, her voice steady despite the chaos. As they maneuvered through the sky, Alex spotted an alien ship that seemed to be lagging behind. "There! Let's take it down!" he shouted, and they dove toward the target, unleashing their firepower. The ship exploded in a brilliant flash of light, sending debris scattering into the atmosphere. For a brief moment they cheered, but their joy was short-lived. A sudden jolt rocked Alex's jet, and alarms blared around him. "I'm hit! I'm hit!" Lily shouted from her cockpit, her voice filled with panic. "Lily, pull back!" Alex yelled, but it was too late. Another beam of light shot from the alien ship, striking her jet. The explosion lit up the sky, and Alex felt a pang of fear grip his heart. "No! Lily!" he screamed, knowing she was lost. Anger surged through him, turning his grief into fuel for battle. "We can't let their sacrifices be in vain," he shouted to his remaining team. "We fight for Earth! We fight for our fallen friends!" As the battle continued, the humans began to adapt. They worked together, using their jets to form tight formations that made it harder for the aliens to pick them off. With each passing minute, they fought harder, showing the Galvexians that they would not be easy prey. But just when it seemed they might have the upper hand, the aliens unleashed their full power. A massive alien battleship hovered above the city, its size dwarfing everything around it. It opened fire, sending a barrage of energy beams raining down, causing chaos and destruction. "Fall back! Retreat to the base!" Alex commanded, his voice steady despite the fear bubbling beneath the surface. They had to regroup and come up with a new plan. As he flew back toward the command center, Alex's mind raced. They needed to turn the tide of this battle. They could not let the Galvexians win. As the smoke cleared and they landed, Alex's heart ached for Lily and the others who had fallen. He had witnessed the power of the Galvexians, but he also felt the fire of humanity igniting within him. This was only the beginning, and he was determined to ensure that their fight for survival would not end here. With a heavy heart but fierce resolve, he gathered his team, ready to strategize for their next move. They would not be mocked any longer. The fight for Earth had only just begun. After their brutal encounter with the Galvexian fleet, Captain Alex Bonner and the surviving members of his team found themselves fleeing to a nearby planet known only as Deathworld. As they approached, the planet loomed large in the viewport, its surface covered in dense, dark forests and towering mountains. The atmosphere was thick with an ominous haze that seemed to pulse with danger. Alex could feel a mix of dread and excitement in his chest. This would be their new home, but it also meant facing the unknown. As their ship landed with a jolt, the crew quickly disembarked, weapons drawn and senses heightened. "Stay alert, everyone," Alex commanded, scanning the surroundings. The air was thick with humidity, and the sounds of strange creatures echoed through the trees. It felt alive, almost like the planet was watching them. "Look over there!" Sergeant Mark Reynolds pointed into the thick foliage. "What is that?" Alex squinted into the shadows and saw something large moving. Suddenly, a creature lunged from the underbrush. It was a massive beast, resembling a cross between a lion and a dinosaur, with razor-sharp teeth and glowing eyes. The team jumped back, instinctively raising their weapons. "Open fire!" Alex shouted, adrenaline coursing through his veins. Bullets whizzed through the air as they fired at the creature. It roared, thrashing wildly, but the team worked together, their training kicking in. They aimed carefully, and after a tense few moments, the creature fell, thudding heavily to the ground. "What the hell was that?" Mark panted, his eyes wide with shock. "I don't know, but we need to be careful," Alex replied, feeling the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. "This place is dangerous." As they ventured deeper into the jungle, they faced numerous challenges. The team encountered strange plants that seemed to reach out and grab them, while other creatures lurked just out of sight, watching their every move. The heat was unbearable, and the thick foliage made it hard to see more than a few feet ahead. After hours of walking, they finally found a clearing near a river. It was a perfect spot to set up camp. The team worked quickly to create a makeshift shelter using materials they could find. Alex felt a sense of relief wash over him as they settled down for the night. They had survived their first encounter with Deathworld, but they knew they needed to stay alert. That night, as they gathered around a small fire, the tension began to ease. They shared stories of their families, hopes, and dreams, finding comfort in each other's presence. It was a bonding moment, reminding them of their humanity amidst the chaos. However, the sounds of the jungle kept them on edge, and every rustle in the leaves sent chills down their spines. "Tomorrow we need to scout the area," Alex said, breaking the silence. "We need to find food and water, and maybe we can use some of this alien technology to our advantage." As the sun rose, they set out in groups, determined to learn more about their surroundings. They discovered strange fruits that glowed faintly in the light, and Alex encouraged the team to gather as much as they could. "We'll need this for energy," he said, filling his pack. While exploring, they stumbled upon remnants of what appeared to be an ancient alien structure half buried in the jungle. The walls were covered in strange symbols that pulsed with energy. Alex felt a thrill of excitement. "This could be our chance to learn more about the Galvexians and their technology," he said, leading the way inside. As they ventured deeper, they found advanced equipment and weapons, likely left behind by previous visitors. They could hardly believe their luck. This technology could help them in their fight against the Galvexians. However, they also felt the weight of caution. This place was still filled with dangers. Just then, a loud crash echoed through the structure, and the ground shook beneath them. "What was that?" Mark shouted, panic in his voice. "Get ready!" Alex commanded, raising his weapon as they moved cautiously towards the source of the noise. They found themselves face to face with a pack of the massive beasts they had encountered before, now more aggressive and territorial. With no time to waste, Alex shouted, "Fall back! We need to regroup!" They sprinted back to the exit, hearts pounding as they raced through the forest. The sounds of roaring beasts chased them, reminding them that survival in this death world would not come easily. As they reached their camp, breathless and shaken, Alex knew one thing. They were no longer just fighting for Earth. They were fighting for their survival. In the heart of this dangerous planet, they would discover the strength within themselves and each other. They would face whatever came next, knowing they were united against the challenges ahead. As the sun rose over Deathworld, Captain Alex Bonner and his team felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. They had survived their first encounters with the dangerous creatures of this planet, but now they had to figure out how to use the alien technology they had discovered. It was time to adapt and become stronger. The days on Deathworld had turned into weeks. Captain Alex Bonner and his team had transformed from frightened survivors into a united group of warriors. With their advanced alien technology, they had trained hard and prepared for the inevitable showdown with the Galvexians. The jungle was no longer a place of fear, but a battleground for their survival. One morning, while the team was practicing their combat skills, Alex gathered everyone for an important meeting. "Listen up, everyone! We've been hearing rumors that the Galvexian fleet is moving closer to our position. We need to be ready for an attack. They think we are weak, but they have no idea what we have become." The team nodded, their expressions serious. They had faced countless challenges on this hostile planet, and now they felt strong and prepared. "We'll set up a defensive perimeter around our camp," Sergeant Lily Chen suggested. "If they come, we'll be ready to fight." As they worked to strengthen their defenses, Alex felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. He knew the Galvexians underestimated humanity. They had laughed at Earth, but now it was time to show them how wrong they were. That night, as the stars twinkled above them, Alex sat by the fire, lost in thought. The memories of the battles they had fought and the friends they had lost weighed heavily on his heart. He felt responsible for every life under his command. Just then, Mark Reynolds approached him, a determined look on his face. "Are you ready for this, Captain?" Mark asked, breaking the silence. Alex nodded. "We've come too far to back down now. We fight for our families, for Earth, and for each other. We can't let them take that away from us." The next morning, the tension was palpable as the team took their positions. They knew the Galvexians would come, and they needed to be ready. They hid behind trees and rocks, their weapons charged and ready to fire. Alex felt his heart pounding in his chest, each beat echoing the resolve in his mind. Suddenly, they heard the sound of engines roaring in the distance. The ground trembled as the Galvexian ships descended from the sky, darkening the horizon. "They're here!" Lily shouted, her voice steady despite the chaos. Alex raised his weapon, signaling for everyone to prepare. "Hold your fire until I say so," he commanded, watching as the enemy forces landed. They poured out of their ships, alien soldiers with advanced weapons, confident in their victory. "Now!" Alex shouted, and a wave of energy bolts shot out from their hidden positions. The air filled with the sounds of battle as the Galvexians were taken by surprise. Their confidence quickly turned to confusion as they realized they were under attack. The team fought fiercely, their training and advanced technology giving them the upper hand. Alex moved through the chaos, firing his weapon and rallying his team. "Stay together. We can't let them flank us!" Lily expertly maneuvered her energy weapon, taking down several enemies with precise shots. Mark fought beside her, using his enhanced strength to push back the Galvexians. The battle raged on, and the jungle became a whirlwind of energy blasts and fierce combat. Suddenly, a massive Galvexian commander appeared, towering over the battlefield. He roared a challenge, and Alex felt a surge of determination. "That's our target!" he shouted, leading his team towards the commander. With their suits enhancing their abilities, they fought their way through the chaos. The commander swung his massive weapon, but Alex ducked just in time. "We need to work together!" he yelled, coordinating their attack. As they surrounded the commander, they unleashed their firepower. The commander fought back fiercely, but Alex and his team were relentless. They dodged his blows, striking back with their weapons. In a final push, Alex made a daring move. He leapt onto the commander's back, trying to distract him. "Now! Hit him with everything you've got!" he shouted. Lily and Mark fired their energy weapons simultaneously, and with a final roar, the commander fell, crashing to the ground. The remaining Galvexians hesitated, their morale shattered. Seeing their leader defeated, they began to retreat. "Push forward! Don't let them escape," Alex commanded. The team surged ahead, their victory within reach. The jungle echoed with the sounds of their triumph as they fought back the Galvexians. Finally, as the last of the enemy fled, the team stood together, panting and bruised but victorious. They had faced their fears and emerged stronger than ever. "Good job, everyone," Alex said, a proud smile on his face. "We showed them that Earth is not to be underestimated. Together we fought as one, and we won!" As the sun set over the jungle, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Alex knew this battle was only the beginning. They had proven themselves on Deathworld, and now they were ready to take the fight back to the stars. Humanity would rise again, and the Galvexians would never laugh at Earth again. They had found their strength, their unity, and their resolve. Together, they would continue to fight for their home and for each other. "Today we're going back to the alien structure," Alex announced, gathering his team around the campfire. The group nodded, their expressions determined. "We need to understand how this technology works and find ways to use it in our fight against the Galvexians." As they began to clean up the battlefield, Alex gathered his team. "Everyone did an incredible job today," he said, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "We fought hard and we won, but we must remember those who sacrificed everything for us to be here." Mark Reynolds nodded, his expression somber. "We lost friends in this fight. They should not be forgotten." Lily Chen wiped her brow, looking around at the destruction. "We need to honor them by continuing to fight for our home. This victory means something, but it's just the first step." The team spent the next few days recovering from their injuries and mourning their fallen comrades. They held a memorial for those they had lost, sharing stories and laughter amidst their tears. Alex made sure everyone had a chance to speak, reminding them that their memories would live on in the hearts of those who survived. "We will remember them," Alex promised, standing before the small gathering. "Their bravery will guide us in the battles to come. We owe it to them to keep fighting, not just for Earth, but for everyone who believes in our cause." With their spirits lifted, the team set about rebuilding their camp. They salvaged materials from the Galvexian ships, transforming the wreckage into resources they could use. With the technology they had learned to operate, they were able to create better defenses and living conditions. As they worked, they talked about their next steps. "We can't stay here forever," Mark said one day as they repaired the last of the defenses. "The Galvexians will regroup and come back for us. We need to find a way to warn Earth. Lily chimed in. We could use the communication devices from the ships. If we can get one working, we can send a message back home. Alex agreed. Let's find a way to establish communication with our fleet. We need to inform them about what we've discovered here on Deathworld and the capabilities of the Galvexians. They spent the next few days working tirelessly to piece together the communication device. With a mix of hope and determination, they finally got it working. As the static cleared, Alex felt a thrill of anticipation. "This is it," he exclaimed. "Let's contact Earth. Earth Fleet Command, this is Captain Alex Bonner of the Human Expeditionary Force," he said into the device, his heart racing. "We are on Deathworld and have engaged the Galvexians. We need reinforcements and support to protect our planet. The Galvexians underestimated us, but we have the technology and strategy to fight back." The response was crackling but clear. "Captain Bonner, we hear you loud and clear. Stand by for reinforcements. Your bravery and determination have inspired us. We will not leave you stranded." Alex and his team exchanged excited glances, their spirits lifted by the message. They had done it. They had made contact with Earth, and help was on the way. With the hope of reinforcements, the team turned their attention to the Galvexian threat. They began gathering intelligence, monitoring enemy movements, and preparing for any further attacks. "We need to stay vigilant," Alex reminded everyone. "The Galvexians will not give up easily." Days turned into weeks as they trained and fortified their camp. When the day finally came for the reinforcements to arrive, excitement buzzed through the air. The team gathered at their lookout point, scanning the sky for any signs of their allies. Suddenly, they saw ships descending from the clouds. "They're here!" Mark shouted, waving his arms in excitement. The sight of Earth's fleet landing filled them with hope. As the ships landed, soldiers poured out, armed and ready to fight alongside Alex and his team. The reunion was filled with cheers and camaraderie as they welcomed their fellow soldiers. "You made it!" Alex exclaimed, shaking hands and embracing old friends. The commanders from Earth quickly took charge, assessing the situation and planning their next steps. "We'll need to strike back at the Galvexians," one of them said. "We have the advantage now, and we won't let them threaten Earth again." With a renewed sense of purpose, the combined forces began preparing for a counter-offensive. They strategized and shared the knowledge they had gained from their battles on Deathworld. The once small team of survivors had now become leaders in the fight for humanity. As they stood together, Alex looked around at the faces of his comrades, both old and new. "We've faced incredible odds, but we are not alone anymore. Together we are stronger. Together we will protect our home and our future." The final showdown with the Galvexians was on the horizon, and with their allies by their side, Alex and his team felt ready for whatever came next. They had fought against all odds, adapted and learned. The laughter of their fallen friends echoed in their hearts, urging them forward. Humanity would not be defeated.